If there's one thing that last year has taught us all, it's that we live in a time of enormous uncertainty. One day we're all going to work, we're going to school, everything seems fine, people have jobs, people are, just sort of complaining about the usual stuff. And within a 24-hour period, all of that was gone. And I think that more than anything, uncertainty and the things that we take for granted were suddenly ripped away. Everyone was really at a loss, including me. And but where I found strength for myself, and I think the bulk of my company, the people that work for me did too, is that I wanted to show up for them. I wanted to show up for them so that they kept their jobs, so that we kept our clients, so that we could keep moving forward. And that the worst thing my partner and I decided would be to let anyone go in the middle of a pandemic, and not knowing what's going to happen next, even though we were quite worried ourselves. And the whole world was showing up. Doctors were showing up, nurses were showing up, police were showing up, people were showing up for people. It was really an extraordinary time, and it's still an extraordinary time. And all of that showing up really has to do with bravery. Being brave enough to walk through the uncertainty, being brave enough to see that, things are not going to be as I think they're going to be, but I'm going to show up anyway. And that's what I think most of us have done through this pandemic. I think the future of creativity is that we're going to finally come to terms with the truth that we are a part of a gigantic ecosystem, and that we need those other industries as much as they need us. Advertising as an industry is slated to be over $230 billion by the year 2023. And that to me says that not only are we important, not only do we employ an enormous amount of people, but we also keep things moving. What we do by bravely creating our work is we keep the entire ecosystem moving. And we also keep people's brains moving, thinking, looking at change, looking at purpose, looking at what can happen on a different global basis from a social standpoint. I think about work like Nike Dream Crazy, or Always, Like a Girl, or The Fearless Girl by McCann. I mean, this work is so brave, so smart, so mind-changing, and that, what did they go through, I wonder, those creatives, in order to be brave enough to come up with ideas where there was no certainty of these ideas working. But they did it anyway. And, obviously the rewards were amazing. And that's what it means to be brave in our creativity, is that we're brave, we show up, we're creative, and we walk through the vulnerabilities. We walk through, the account managers who say no. We walk through people telling us that's not the right brief, that's not the right way to go. And when we walk through those fears, through that uncertainty, that's when we are brave. My agency was brave when, we launched #WomenNotObjects. And the number one reason why we wanted the objectification of women to stop is because of the harm that it was causing children, the harm that it was causing women, the harm that it was causing men and how they look at women, and that our number one basis of how to judge that was empathy. And when we finally got the main stage at Cannes, which is an unbelievable story in and of itself, that dream really came to be because Phil Thomas at Cannes, as well as his amazing team that works all around him, understood what we were asking and wanted to help. And so today, in every jury book, in every room, in every jury room at Cannes, there is now a rule that says work that objectifies a man or a woman cannot receive an award, and that the number one way to know if it is objectifying is through empathy. So what if that was my mother or my father or my sister or my friend? And so that for me is just the epitome of bravery by Cannes to see how important it is for all of us to stop. And that by taking away any ability to win a lion, that was really what made the behavior stop. And it has. And, that's something not only am I very proud of, but it's made me want to do more things, which is a great feeling.
What is a thigh gap?
When you're standing straight up, there's like a gap in between your thighs. Girls just don't want their thighs to touch.
No.
The Kylie Jenner challenge has gone viral. Doctors warn it can cause a number of issues.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
We raise our little girls to view their bodies as projects to constantly be improved.
Advertising often trivializes battering, sexual assault, and even murder.
Cologne continues to speak of up to 1,000 men groping women on New Year's Eve.
I just think that it's harming women psychologically, physically, mentally, socially.
You released a video anonymously on YouTube.
Yes.
I wish I could play the whole video here because it's incredibly powerful.
I love giving blowjobs to sandwiches.
I hope when my daughter grows up that she has friends just like these.
The key to my heart? A man that smells like a vagina.
I'd sell my body for a burger.
So I think that, being brave in our creativity means showing up for that pitch, winning the pitch, feeling super vulnerable and speaking up in a meeting, feeling like it's maybe not the greatest idea, but suddenly it brings out 10 others. That's what bravery and creativity looks like. Being brave and walking through uncertainty is what has really given me so much strength. And I'm going to tell a story now that, a lot of you probably know, but, it's the single most defining moment for me of my life. That was when my 3 little girls died on Christmas morning. They were all under the age of 9. And my parents died as well. And I didn't die. I'm here. So, here's what I have, one of the billions of things that I found out along this road is that, I thought that everything was certain. I thought I had everything, moving in a certain way. I knew how my life was going to unfold. I knew what was going to happen. I had no real humility to understand that life can change in the blink of an eye. And that, what that has to do with the fire or not isn't really the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is about control. And that is that I wish I had understood not only, of course I knew the preciousness of my children and my parents and our relationship. Of course that was firm for me. But what I really didn't understand was that an ad isn't precious or an idea isn't precious, and that those things are really meant to be in the place of creativity and uncertainty, and brave enough really to let go and have other people, kind of help walk me through to whatever the right creativity might be. That's how I can apply this, what's happened to me with Lily and Sarah and Grace and my parents leaving me. It's obviously been horrible, but I've had to be brave enough to show up in the uncertainty. And my job helps me a lot with that, because I love my job. And I also feel brave enough to believe that I'll see them one day again. And so that gives me a lot of comfort. The thing that I want to really leave you with is this idea that if you're brave and you walk forward toward the uncertainty, but you clench your fists and hold on tight and think that you're going to fix that unruly boss or get that client to like you or win that pitch, all of those feelings of control are false. And not only that, but uncertainty will win every single time. And there's a lot of peace in letting go and not worrying about the unruly boss. Just worry about, are you doing the best job you can? You know what I mean? I think that's really the thing that I've learned the most. So we have to be brave. We have to be brave. We have to have courage as we walk through heartache, as we walk through sadness and grief, as we walk through losing jobs, sometimes getting jobs, getting married, getting unmarried. There's so many parts of life that we have to be brave to walk through. So where am I in all of this? I show up every day. I'm brave. I walk through uncertainty every single day. I do it as fearlessly as I can. I try to change the world every day with a post, with a conversation, watching a certain documentary, understanding something differently. Not only because my children are gone do I have that time, but I also think that that's part of what I owe this lifetime, is to try to use my skills of communication and marketing to do whatever I can to bring light to things that just live in darkness. So this is how to face uncertainty in the 21st century. I believe that we face it bravely, we feel it, we experience it as much as we can, and we show up, and we don't try to figure out what the outcome is going to be. And I think when you apply that kind of thinking to creativity, I think what happens is magical. Because that type of bravery to show up when you don't know the outcome, to try something different when you don't know the outcome, I think that's the best kind of bravery in the world of creativity. Thank you.